Inky Mouse, Bee, and Snake, the lovable mascots from the Jolly Phonics series, take on grammar and spelling. The result is colorful, engaging workbooks and solid instruction, all wrapped up as fun. The series covers grades 1 through 6 and picks up where Jolly Phonics leaves off. However, you could easily use Jolly Grammar as a standalone program. Easy-to-use materials and straightforward instruction make it a pick-up-and-go option with low teacher prep and medium teacher-student interaction requirements. Materials are religiously neutral, which means it works well for both homeschools and for charter schools. Designed to be part of a broader language arts program, Jolly Grammar focuses on grammar, spelling, and punctuation, the skills that facilitate accurate, elegant, and useful writing. There are 2 lessons in each of the planned 36 weeks of instruction. Lessons will last about an hour and each has a separate focus, one on spelling and the other on grammar, although there is an overlapping finish for each week. Instructional sequences provided in the teacher book precede and then integrate with the activity sheet that is available in the student book for each lesson. Adding reading skills practice and literature studies, as well as independent and creative writing, will round out language arts. Like Jolly Phonics, there is a black and white reproducible handbook version that could be economically used for groups, or you can use the affordable student and teacher books. Instructional sequences between the 2 options are practically identical. Both provide specific teaching ideas for grammar and for spelling, and both provide detailed lesson plans with student worksheets. The main difference between the 2 options is the colorful graphic designs of the consumable student books. This spelling lesson from Level 3 illustrates the visual differences between the 2 series. You can see how the teacher instructions in the handbook parallel those in the teacher book. The worksheets are also similar, but it's the color graphics that make a big difference. Most students and teachers will find them more appealing. Another helpful feature in the teacher book is the reduced copies of the student pages. Don't worry though, both the handbook and the teacher book provide answers. The goals of the Jolly Grammar program are a more accurate use of grammar in writing, a wider vocabulary, and a clear understanding of how language works. These goals are all comfortably met, but it's in providing that clear understanding of how language works that this program excels. The term grammar is used broadly and initially involves improving the clarity and quality of writing. Extending beyond that, however, is the recognition that grammar knowledge will help students understand more complicated texts, as well as giving them the ability to learn foreign languages with greater ease. Instruction across the series is comprehensive and thorough. Phonics review, systematic phonics-based spelling, grammar, usage, and mechanics are all included. Definitions are provided with age-appropriate simplicity and clarity. Sentence parsing, which involves identifying grammar and usage elements in sentences, is introduced in 3rd grade. 5th and 6th graders are drawn into an alternative form of diagramming called sentence walls. In addition to parts of speech, punctuation, and sentence structure, dictionary skills, including alphabetical order, are covered. The student worksheets are packed with all sorts of visuals and mnemonic devices that aid the student in completing assignments. Concepts are presented visually and then build across lessons with review and reinforcement. A good example of this is their visual representation of singular and plural. The bee graphics are surprisingly detailed. In subsequent lessons, the singular plural beehive is only one of 4 that are provided each time the student is asked to parse a sentence. These beehives remind the student of the parsing parts. Visual icons are used all through the series to simplify difficult concepts. The beehive graphics just mentioned are one example. Brightly colored carnival tents used to introduce complicated verb tenses are another. They show up in various shapes and sizes throughout the upper levels of Jolly Grammar to remind the student of verb tense options. Still not entirely sure what parsing means? The teacher book tells us that parsing is identifying the function of each word in the sentence, or, in other words, identifying its part of speech. Exercises are provided where the student is expected to go through the sentence and label the parts. Long before we get to that skill, though, the student has been taught about each part of speech, learned an action to help identify the part, and learned the color assigned the part. These actions maintain multisensory learning that also provide mnemonic devices. The color designations are used consistently throughout the series to visually reinforce and categorize. Courses over the 6-year span of this program are carefully sequenced, starting with the simplest building blocks of nouns, verbs, pronouns, adverbs, adjectives, and sentence punctuation. Concepts are reviewed each year, definitions and applications are expanded, and thus knowledge is extended. For instance, starting out as covering proper and common nouns in first grade, instruction extends to collective, concrete, abstract, possessive, and plural nouns by 5th grade. Each area of grammar is correspondingly expanded, providing a very comprehensive and thorough level by the 5th and 6th grades. This is the point where sentence walls are introduced and developed. Serving as graphic organizers for sentences, they simplify the diagramming process. Following the parsing practice of the 3rd and 4th grade courses, they are an easy extension. The student parses the sentence, then writes the word into the appropriate wall space. After introducing the concept, sentence walls are part of every lesson. We've been looking first at the grammar coverage of this series because it is called Jolly Grammar after all. However, the spelling progressions are just as impressive. We've noted that Jolly Phonics segues into Jolly Grammar, but perhaps we should be saying Jolly Grammar and spelling. Building on the phonics instruction of Jolly Phonics, the early grades spend time reviewing the 42 sounds along with the alternative spellings and the tricky words. These build into the coverage of phonics-based spelling rules. Spelling lessons include spelling tests, which are taken at the first of each week and cover words from the previous week. After the test comes review, new sound coverage, an activity page, and dictation. There is a spelling list for each week grouped according to spelling rules. These start with 10 words weekly in first grade and increase to 18 words weekly by 6th grade. Activity pages reflect the main teaching point and reinforce that instruction. The teacher books provide general teaching ideas for both grammar and spelling, as well as the daily lessons that interact with the student book. Reduced copies of student activity pages with answer keys are included. Spelling lessons include tests, review, instructions, spelling list work, activities, and dictation. Grammar lessons include review, instruction, activity pages, and extension activities. Student books provide weekly spelling and grammar worksheets that feature a variety of activities, all with colorful, engaging graphics. For instance, one page on root words, prefixes, and suffixes shows a number of fish. Unbelievably, each fish somehow shows by its expression the word with the suffix it is illustrating: hopeful, comfortable, cheerful, even recycle. Can you believe it? At the back of this book, test-taking sheets are also provided. Jolly Grammar sets include a teacher and student book for each level. You will need both the teacher and the student book for complete instruction, and the good news is that they're very affordable. There is an additional set of 6 black and white workbooks available for Level 1. These provide additional grammar, spelling, and punctuation practice for students at the Grammar 1 level. There are some general teaching helps with answers provided on the inside covers. While technically supplemental, the extra practice is a valuable addition for this first year of phonics review and introduces the grammar and spelling studies. Just a few more words about the spiral-bound grammar handbooks. These provide general teaching ideas for grammar and spelling, as well as specific lesson sheets for 36 weekly spelling and grammar lessons. Lesson instruction is followed by reinforcement with the reproducible worksheets. Over 100 reproducibles include spelling and writing masters, flashcards, spelling and tricky word sheets, and extension activity sheets. An answer key is also provided. While not nearly as appealing as the colorful workbooks, the instruction and activities in these handbooks are solid, and they provide a nice, cost-effective option for a classroom of students. Used as a follow-up to Jolly Phonics or as a standalone program, Jolly Grammar provides an engaging, easy-to-use option. Grammar and spelling instruction is strong, but designed to be covered in a couple of days each week, leaving time for reading and composition skills to be the focus of the rest of the week. Colorful graphics and the winsome Inky Mouse, Snake, and Bee make the educational journey enjoyable. For more information about Jolly Grammar or other English and language arts options, contact our Rainbow Consultant team. We're always happy to talk with you. We can be reached by phone at 888-841-3456 or by email at consultants@rainbowresource.com or through the live chat feature from our website. We look forward to talking to you.